This weekend, we're live covering the race against time in the recovery of Hurricane Katrina. With ongoing rescues, violent tension, and loss of life rising, is the worst yet to come. We're live all day with breaking news and reports from the ravaged region. Sunday, don't miss our special coverage of Katrina. At 6 a.m., Fox & Friends brings you overnight developments. At 10, the non-stop coverage continues on Fox News Live. Then at noon, it's fallout and reaction from the Beltway.
Welcome back to America's Challenge, our special coverage of Hurricane Katrina. I'm Sean Hannity, and I'm joined by my co-host tonight, Alan Combs. He's here with me. Geraldo Rivera is in New Orleans tonight. Our own Greta Van Susteren in Houston, Texas. More troops to the rescue as buses, helicopters, and trains work around the clock, delivering evacuees to New Orleans, from New Orleans to all the safety that they need. An additional 17,000 troops are headed to the Gulf Coast. In fact, by the end of the day, over 10,000 people will be flown out of New Orleans as part of the largest airlift ever on U.S. soil. By most reports, a big corner has been turned in the relief efforts, but there's still much more to be done. And we go now to New Orleans once again, where our own Geraldo Rivera has been reporting pretty much nonstop for the last 24 hours. Geraldo.
Sean, unbelievable. They're getting people out of the wreckage. There are untold thousands of people still holed up. I mean, everyone talks about the dead. There are thousands of dead. But Craig, bring that baby over here. A whole family has just shown up. 2 moms and 4 babies. Come on, bring him over. Bring the mom. Come on, careful now. Careful. Come on, sweetheart. Careful, Craig. Careful. Watch your step. Come here. Just here, right here. It's my brother Craig. Come on. Here, watch your step there. Watch your step, Butchie. So where have you been?
I've been to my vacation.
But where were you? Where were you for the last couple of days?
I was at my dad's job spending the night.
Where?
I was at my dad's job.
At your daddy's job? Is that where you've been staying? What is your daddy's job?
Well, his job, he have a new job.
Oh yeah, and you've been safe? Hey, you have food to eat?
Yeah.
Where are you gonna go now? How you feel, honey?
I feel hungry.
You feel hungry? What do you want?
Water.
Water? Careful, don't you? You want water? Just water? Here, have a sip. Want a sip?
Yeah, sure.
Mom, where have you been? Come over here and watch your step now. Watch your step, honey. Just come over here. Come behind your son. Careful now. Careful. Watch your step. Just come behind here. Where have you been?
We've been on Esplanade and Charter Street. We've been here for 5 days. We just left here 2 nights ago.
But where have you been staying?
We've been staying here for 5 days, and we stayed on Esplanade and Charter for 2 days.
What has this place been like?
It's been like hell.
Here, hold your baby, but be careful. Who's this?
This is my son, Sydney.
Uh-huh.
Say hi.
And who's this guy?
That's my little nephew, Michael.
And so the kids all okay?
Yes, they're all fine. They broke out with rashes, blisters, all kind of stuff.
They did? Tell me about that.
Yes, we was here when they broke out with rashes and stuff. Look at my baby, he's broke out real bad. All over heat rashes. We was starving, was hungry. They was uncontrollable, had dead bodies all in here, all kind of stuff. It was nasty. A lot of stuff was going on.
And violence too, right?
Violence, yes.
Scared you?
Yes.
So where did you go to stay?
We went and stayed on Esplanade and Charters for my sister's husband's job.
At his job? So was that better?
It was much better than this.
And so now, what do you figure? What's your life going to be like? What do you have left of your life?
Nothing but my 2 children. That's all.
And what are you going to do, honey?
I really don't know.
You're gonna go to Texas and start again?
I guess.
Did you get any of your personal property out of your house?
Just my children, birth certificate and social security card and stuff like that.
And how old are the babies?
2 and 5 months.
Do you feel relieved? Do you feel panic? You tell me.
I feel panic and I feel relief. I feel both.
You know, the country's going to reach out to you. The country. What's your name? What's your name?
My name Ashley.
So you have any family? Any family want to say anything?
Hi, y'all. I'm alive. My children are alive. My sister's alive and their children. My cousin Stacy and everybody, we're alive.
So was anybody else where you just came from?
No, we all coming back. They just floated up just now. Let it go. The rest of them over there.
How many more are you?
1, 2, probably about 7 or something, 8. About 7 or 8 of us.
So you have pain and relief.
Yes. I just don't know what I'm gonna do. I just don't know.
Alan, it's
For Grandpa at home. We left for Grandpa at home in the St. Bernard. I know he probably be dead by now. I'm sorry he did not want to come. We tried to make him come. He did not want to come.
Alan, I can't tell you. There's a million of these stories. Thankfully, these people are the worst of the immediate danger is over. The worst of the immediate danger is over. Now they have to start a life. Just pan these children. Ladies and gentlemen, America, look, they need you. They need you. Alan, back to you in New York.
Geraldo, that really drives it home. We now share the microphone with our friend Greta Van Susteren, who is in Houston at the Astrodome. Greta.
Apparently it's true. We've always heard that Texas does things in a big way, and boy, they're doing things in a big way here tonight at the Houston Astrodome. They have created a city of about 30,000 people all around me, helping all the people who need help from New Orleans and all the areas around. I mean, you have no idea what Texas has done right here. They have healthcare services, they have infirmaries, they have triages. When someone arrives here on a bus from some ravaged area, you're immediately welcomed. Someone gets on the bus and says, "Welcome to Houston." You are then what happens is the person is explained exactly what to expect, which includes a triage to try to figure out what your medical needs might be. You get a cot, you get a bed, you get food, you see friendship, you see people walking around trying to help you. Texas has done this in a big, big way, and now it's time for everybody else in the country to help Texas, because at some point Texas is going to need your help. Corporations are pitching in. If your corporation hasn't done so, this is your big chance. Citizens down here from Houston, they're out to all hours. Every time we come out here, they're out here working. It's extraordinary. It's inspirational. But bottom line, don't forget what these people have been through inside this Astrodome and Reliance Center. These almost 30,000 people has been horrendous. And guess what? It's not over. They don't have homes. They don't have clothes. They don't have children. They're missing people. Babies here who are sitting here looking for nice homes to live in with their families. I mean, the needs are tremendous. So it's two stories here. One is the horrible tragedy they have gone through and will continue to go, but the other is the Texas-sized hospitality. And I'll tell you, if you can help, Texas would love the extra help. They've done more than anyone else as far as I can see, and my hat certainly goes off to the state of Texas for everything I have seen so far, and I've been living and breathing this area for the last 48 hours. So back to you in New York, but before I toss it back to you, I just want to hope the viewers want to give, because these people really, really need it. Back to you.
Greta, thank you. We now go to Bill Hemmer, who's in the Emergency Operations Center in Baton Rouge, Louisiana tonight. Bill, what's going on where you are?
Hey, Alan, good evening. Here's what's going on. Just off to my left over here, just seeing an enormous convoy. More than 15 large trucks, SUVs. They're from the state of Kentucky. They're just arriving now from the Wildlife and Boating Law Enforcement up in the Bluegrass State. They say they have brought boats, and they'll head down to the New Orleans area tomorrow and do essentially whatever they are asked to do. Again, from the state of Kentucky, and this is a picture we have seen throughout the entire day here, Alan. A couple of things to update you on. The governor here, Kathleen Blanco, will go to New Orleans tomorrow and have her own personal tour of that city, which she can see anyway. Her office tells me here tonight that she's ready to go, has been waiting to go. Also, this report earlier today, about 1,700 people still in hospitals that need to be medevaced out of New Orleans. We're told tonight that all those people are now out of New Orleans, which would be an enormous task, an enormous job to keep these people healthy and to keep them safe as they move them in that process. And get this story too. I'm told here that 28 infant babies, preemies, yesterday were medevaced from University Hospital in New Orleans up to a hospital here called the Women's Center just down the road in Baton Rouge. 28 preemies. Must have been one heck of a picture to see that in action. The governor today, or rather the president earlier today, described this disaster zone as an area that is larger than the size of Great Britain. But although all the stories that we've been watching now for 5 and 6 days, there was a palpable sense here tonight, a feeling of optimism optimism, a feeling of much greater hope. They feel tonight that they have pretty much turned a corner. Listen here to the National Guard in Louisiana. Mike Brown told me today that he feels, as the head of FEMA, that they've turned the corner. Do you think they have?
I think we have. We've got resources on the ground. We've got more resources moving in, as you can see, from more soldiers, more airmen, more technology, more supplies, more transportation equipment. DOD is certainly bringing in more transportation assets. So I think we turned the tables yesterday. We've gotten everybody out of the Superdome. We're concentrating now on the convention center. So things are starting to turn the table.
And again, since that interview was done, the convention center getting the reporting even again tonight that it is all clear and all out, and that is certainly a great sign. As that story unfolds though in New Orleans, there's a story now developing here in Baton Rouge that is of enormous importance. Now you have people, and this is how it's literally described to us here in Baton Rouge. 6,000 in one center, 3,000 in another. No one knows the total number for the evacuees who are now here in the capital city of Baton Rouge, and that in itself tells us a lot. Baton Rouge has a significant role now in trying to take care of these people, not just today, but in the days and the weeks and possibly the months going forward. Back to you guys in New York now. Sean,
all right, Bill, that does tell a lot. And larger than Great Britain, that tells a lot, too. Bill Hemmer tonight, Thank you very, very much. And Hurricane Katrina, it flattened Mississippi's coast, leaving thousands without food or shelter. Fox News correspondent Rick Leventhal is live in Pascagoula, Mississippi tonight. Rick.
You know, Sean, when President Bush signed that $10.5 billion aid package, he said it was just a down payment. That was not an overstatement. We're hearing estimates now this hurricane could cost $100 billion in all. And when you see the video we shot today, you'll understand why.
This is the neighborhood in East Biloxi that President Bush walked through on Friday. Heavy damages here in this predominantly Vietnamese neighborhood. People who, in many cases, moved here 30 years ago with nothing but the shirts on their backs. They built a life for themselves, built homes, and then lost it all. One thing we haven't talked about much is the beach and what a mess it is, all the debris that's washed up and been deposited there on the sand and in the shallow water. It's unusable. This is a resort community, a beach destination. Tourist dollars help fund this area, and with this kind of mess in the water, no one can use the beach. There's too much jagged metal in there, too much garbage, too much debris. It's just not safe. These are those trailers we showed you the other day that are still littering this area of Gulfport. It doesn't look like they've even begun to clean this mess up. They're all over the place. This is a section of the Highway 90 in Pass Christian along the beachfront that has been pretty badly damaged. We've seen a lot of stretches of this Highway 90 along the Gulf Coast that have been ripped up, and here's one in Pass Christian that clearly this section needs extensive repairs. It's underwater, it's under a lot of sand, there's a lot of debris out here, but more importantly, the highway itself is just not passable. This huge chunk of the roadway just pushed aside by the storm surge. This is unthinkable. It's really remarkable how widespread the devastation is here in Waverly. Everything is gone. Every single house is flattened here. This is definitely the worst.
The sad truth is a lot of the homes and apartment buildings that were demolished haven't been searched yet, so the death toll, which is now around 150 for the Gulf Coast of Mississippi, could climb even higher. Sean, Allen, back to you.
Thank you very much. You know, the president has promised to send 7,000 more troops to help Hurricane Katrina victims, while the Pentagon says an additional 10,000 are on the way. Fox News correspondent David Lee Miller is live in New Orleans with the latest on the relief efforts. David Lee, tell us how it's going.
Well, the last few hours, the situation has desperately improved, I should say. We've seen some significant changes in just the last day, and even this evening, progress is being made. It's very hard to see off in the distance, over my right shoulder, one of the few bright lights here in downtown which is still affected by a power blackout. Off in the distance, you can see some lights. They are actually, at this hour, working on constructing a jail in downtown New Orleans. They are doing everything possible now to try and make the downtown area as secure as possible. Obviously, another difficult step, but a step towards restoring this great city. Earlier in the day, more than 1,000 victims of the hurricane were transported to Louis Armstrong Airport. They had been waiting days, some as long as 5 days, on Interstate 10, an elevated highway just outside the Superdome, and helicopter after helicopter came to pick them up. The operation began at about 10:47 this morning. It ended at 5:36, and when it was over, 1,030 hurricane victims had been successfully evacuated, the overwhelming majority in this Herculean airlift. A small number of them were actually bussed out of here. It was an extremely long day, but also a successful one. The National Guard Master Sergeant overseeing this operation told us that when things began, his men were concerned about the daunting task they were facing, but at the end of the day, he said everyone was relieved with the progress. Listen now to a portion of his interview.
Considering we've never done this, and we just put a whole bunch of guys together, my biggest concern was the security here, and making sure our guys were secure, maintaining control of this area, and safe evacuation of these individuals.
Now, the National Guardsmen who took part in that operation came from the nearby states of Texas and Alabama, and many of these men served in Afghanistan and in Iraq. But to a great extent, they were simply not prepared for what they saw here, but they met that challenge and they effectively saved thousands and thousands of lives. Many of the people we talked with, Alan and Sean, simply told us that if they had to spend another day outside waiting for rescue, they might not have survived. Back to you.
All right, David Lee Miller in New Orleans tonight, and joining us from Miami now, the head of the National Action Network, the Reverend Al Sharpton, is on board with us. First, Reverend, your thoughts on this tragedy, this devastation that has taken place?
Well, it is an absolute outrage, and it's certainly something I think that touches everyone's heart around the world, particularly Americans. I spent the day in Houston and talking to many of the evacuees there at the Astrodome and hearing their stories, looking at these children that are now orphans, looking at people that are sick and had not been able to get medical attention or even food and water for 4 or 5 days. Is just something I think that all of us have to do whatever we can to relieve the immediate problem and to make sure this never happens again.
It seems like we've turned the corner, certainly, Reverend Al, in the short term. We have the long-term problem of rebuilding people's lives. They have no homes to go back to, no jobs, they have no possessions. And so we have a big long-term effort, but certainly you acknowledge that we turned the corner on this.
Well, I think we've turned the corner, and I think Greta is right. In Houston, I met with ministers this morning, and tomorrow morning services, many of them will be opening their churches and their parishioners' homes. I think the problem is that it took longer than it should have to turn the corner, and I think that we've got to analyze that as well.
I think we could all go back and probably learn a lot. We learned a lot after 9/11. We learned that the firemen's radios, Reverend, didn't work, and we had to fix them. And when there's a tragedy like this, I think we can all learn a lot of lessons. I don't like the fact that there's been so much finger pointing, frankly, at this time, but we're not going to go there. One of the horrible images that we saw, Reverend, was of the looting and the lawlessness and the horrible stories of rape and mayhem. What are your thoughts on that?
Oh, I think there's no excuse at all for any behavior like that. I heard firsthand from some of the evacuees today about that, and I think that we've got to absolutely denounce any raping and looting of any kind. I also think, again, that we must look at the fact that these people put in this kind of situation with a small criminal element. That criminal element is going to even be more vicious, which is why we should, as you said, look at what went wrong so we never put good people in this kind of position again.
You've been very critical of leadership. You've made some statements, Reverend, saying or suggesting that you think it's because the people are black that they were left there. Is it because of that, or because they're poor, or because they just happen to live in the lowest lying areas?
Well, first of all, you know, they keep making this debate, is it class or race? Race is a class factor in this country. If you're a black or a person of color, you are more inclined to be in the lower class. And I think that if you look at the reaction of what happened here, clearly many of us, including many of the evacuees I talked to this morning that haven't been watching this on television because they had no electricity, feel that had they been wealthier and whiter, they would not have had to wait 4 days for the kind of response that they got. Right here in Florida, I flew in from Houston to Florida. I've seen hurricanes being forecast, and the National Guard was prepared. We had to wait 2 days before we even got that discussion during a hurricane level 5. If you compare the reaction in Florida when there's a forecast of a smaller hurricane to this, you know what we got.
Reverend, now we got to run. Thanks for being with us. Our special edition, America's Challenge, continues. We will check in with the Coast Guard when we get back. We'll check in and get the latest on the rescue efforts. Geraldo still in New Orleans, Greta Van Susteren in Houston, and the very latest developments straight ahead.
Not satisfied with the results of the cancer treatment you're receiving? Call 1-800-4HELP now. Cancer Treatment Centers of America.
Learn more about spiders at spdr.com.
Think the first gated communities were built in the 1980s? Think again. The Romans not only conquered the ancient world, they conquered the future. Rome, engineering an empire, as only the History Channel can bring you. Check your local listings.
The GMC Yukon has the best V8 fuel economy in its class. Because GMC engineering is all about going the extra mile. Literally, the GMC employee discount has been extended on 2005s and now includes every 2006 Yukon. Get an 06 Yukon two-wheel drive SLE for $30,924 with your employee discount. The total value promise makes it easy. No worries, no hassles. It's right on the window. See your GMC dealers today.
Lots of Wi-Fi users work in coffee shops, which aren't always the best places to work. Wouldn't it be great to work wherever you wanted instead of only in hotspots? Now you can with Verizon Wireless Broadband Access. Wi-Fi only works in limited locations, while Broadband Access is the nation's largest, fastest, wide-area wireless broadband network and is expanding coast to coast. Now get unlimited access at a great price, so you won't get stuck in a not-so-hot spot. Verizon Wireless, we never stop working for you.
I was just getting to the good part when Uncle Ernie dropped his tons. Oh, I'd seen that look before. It was heartburn. Before you could say duck sauce, I was there with my Pepsid Complete. I told him only Pepsid Complete starts to neutralize acid on contact and keeps heartburn from coming back all day or all night. In no time, Uncle Ernie was in Mushu heaven, and I had my eye on the spicy dumpling. Pepsid Complete, just one and heartburn's done.
Batteries Plus is your one-stop source for anything that needs a battery. Cars and trucks, DVD and MP3 players, cordless phones, children's toys, watches, and every other battery-powered gadget imaginable. And no matter what kind of cell phone you have, we can answer the call. Because if it needs a battery, all you need is Batteries Plus, America's battery experts.
Thousands of batteries. Batteries Plus in Beaverton on Canyon Road next to Tom's Pancake House.
Moving is hard. Having your cable installed is easy. Before you move, call Comcast and we'll get you connected to your new cable company.
Sign here, also sign here, initial there, sign here, initial there, sign here.
Moving is hard. Having your cable installed is easy. Call Comcast and learn how to get a valuable offer from Lowe's just for movers.
Welcome back to New Orleans. I'd like you to meet an old friend of mine, Neil Alexander, noted documentary filmmaker, photojournalist. Neil is son of Neil, his wife Nancy, his children Maya and Calder live within sight of the convention center in a house built when, Neil?
1834, Geraldo.
And the house survived?
We survived without a scratch, and we're extremely lucky.
You're living now at LSU with Maya?
Along with so many other parents from Louisiana, from New Orleans. So many families have moved in with their students at LSU, and we're living with our daughter Maya. My wife Nancy and my son Calder are living up there. I'm here with you, working, but so many families have been displaced. And I think it's important, Geraldo, for everybody to understand that this is just the beginning of an incredibly important endeavor in America. This hurricane did not hit New Orleans and the Gulf Coast. This hurricane hit America. Millions of people have been displaced, and the efforts that we've seen here today need to mark a new beginning in how this whole relief program has got to be handled. And I think there's been a lot of hope today, but we've got many more days of hope. And I got to say that we were spared, but we have so many friends that have lost everything. And I feel so lucky to still be in my town. I just went back to my home, picked things up, and I think I'm the only person in New Orleans that was able to do that. I feel my prayers go out to all our friends and everybody. There are thousands and thousands of people spread throughout the South and the United States that cannot come back to New Orleans.
All right, what I want to do is I want to show you a sample of Neil's work. I've known him since 1980, a wonderful, wonderful guy, a beautiful family. Here, you know, Reverend Al was talking earlier, Sean and Alan, about the looters and what people do and how despicable so many of them were, stealing flat screen TVs and all the rest of it, liquor stores, looting. It wasn't all like that. Neil has focused on one old guy who was kind of a Robin Hood. All he did was take baby formula stuff and he gave the baby formula stuff to the women with children
and fathers
here at the convention center. Here's Neil Alexander's work. Please watch.
Tell me what you have there.
I have Pedialyte, baby wipes, baby diapers, baby food, anything that concerns the baby is here. Anything to sustain the baby is here.
You went to get that?
I had to walk from Napoleon Avenue down this way to the river.
What's your name?
My name's Leo.
What neighborhood are you from?
I'm from the 7th Ward originally, but I'm up here at my brother's house, a retired New Orleans police officer. 2 months. 2 months. Okay. Yeah, take that Pedialyte. Because, man, it's been rough, bro. It's rough. I thought he was going to die. Oh, I forgot to give him some formula. And some juice. Okay. For babies, yes.
Yeah, I have 2 little ones. One with that. 4 and 6.
4 and 6 months?
Oh, the ages?
Yeah.
1 year and 4 months. Okay. This is good. They both can fit. This is good.
6 months?
This is a good size. They both can fit that. I know they got other. No, this is good. They got other people that need it. But do you have anything for diarrhea?
Like some formula?
I have formula. Do you have some for diarrhea?
Baby wipes.
Okay, this will work. Give me some soap.
Good.
I need some milk for my son.
Okay, some liquid powder. Some liquid water for the baby.
We go find more children?
Yes, I am. I'm going to get this lady over here to ask her baby formula. Even though they're putting the formula and stuff out here, they don't know if they're going to itch them out. And as you see, there are very few people left out here. I'm still trying to figure out why they're bringing it out.
All right, so, you know, it's not all about greed. Sometimes it's just about need, and there's a lot of need here. I want to thank Neil Alexander and say hi to everyone in Marion, Massachusetts, and the family. And
all over. Thanks very much, Geraldo.
All right. Greta, back to you in Houston.
There's lots of excitement here in Houston because over my shoulder to the right, a whole convoy of buses have just rolled in. It's they've come in with the police escort. There's the problem here in that they can just take so many people, but the buses are rolling in. It's all dark here, but all lit up. Lights are flashing because I don't know, a whole bunch of buses have just rolled in. And to show you the level of excitement here and people who really want to help, Macy Gray has joined me. She's right here. A Grammy-nominated singer showed up today from Los Angeles. Why'd you come?
I just wanted to help people, and I wanted to see it for myself, and just really understand it. And I actually had a great time just helping like the different families and the kids.
You walked
finding out what they
through
need.
the Astrodome?
Yeah, I walked through the Astrodome. I talked to people. I went in the back and I was like distributing clothes and toiletries. What they do is they have a line, and everybody comes up and they say what they need, like underwear, shoes, a hat, toothbrush, and then you go in the back and they have all these boxes of donations, and you dig in the boxes and you get it for them, and then you get them. It's really gratifying. I loved it. I had a great time.
And in fact, it's so exciting here. People need so much help, and especially fun, when the stars show up, because they really do. I mean, the people feel good when they see them.
Yeah,
during a commercial break, I received a phone call from the representative of Michael Jackson's father, Joe Jackson, who's watching the coverage. Joe Jackson, he wants to come here and help. Everybody wants to come here and help. When you walk through, what do people say when they recognize you, though? When they saw, everyone, they know your music.
They said, "Hey, Macy Gray." I don't know. It's cool. I think everybody should take a couple hours and just come down here and spend a couple hours with these people, because their lives have been totally taken from them, and money is great. All the money that's coming in is great, but a lot of times you just need the human touch. You need to know that somebody cares about you. Like I said, everybody's needs are really unique. Like one kid just needs shoes. One person just needs like a toothbrush. One person needs a ride to the store. You know what I mean? Other people need medical attention, and so you can't just solve all that with money donations. Like somebody has to be here actually making it happen for everyone, and it's really great. It's a really great experience.
Looking at this brand new city that's been created here in Essex, 30,000 people. What's your impression? You've now been here for the day. You've seen the city what's your impression of this? Of what Houston's done and Texas?
You know what? Houston gets a rave review. It's really, really organized here. It's I know, like, there's loads of people coming in all day, bringing boxes, bringing whatever they have, and really the city of Houston really stepped up for everybody that came through here, and there's loads of, but actually the dome is overcrowded. There's loads of buses still coming through, and no one's even thinking about turning them away. They're just opening up new buildings for them to stay in. So it's great. I feel confident that they're safe here for the moment.
You flew here. You rolled up your sleeves. You helped. You worked all day. But so much is expected of those who can give so much. How about a concert to help these people?
Yeah, there's a lot of great concerts coming up. There's people who are doing auctions. It's going to be a ton of events. I just hope, a lot of times things happen and people, move on to the next thing 2-3 weeks from now. And I just want everybody to understand that these people are, have no plan for tomorrow. There's no housing yet. And it's going to take a really, really long time for us to get it all together, and everybody really has to stick with it.
All right, so let's not forget these people at all. Hope to see you back here. We'll probably be here for a long time. And all you other stars out there, especially those with the big fat wallets, give, give, give. These people need it. Back to New York.
And Greta, I want you to sing a duet there, too. I'm looking forward to hearing you do that.
That'll be no money then.
All right, we're going to check in back with Greta in just a few moments. We'll go back to Geraldo, who's in New Orleans. We'll check in with the U.S. Coast Guard tonight. And which charities are safe to give to? We'll have a report for you as this special edition of America's Challenge continues.
My favorite cereal is Honey Bunches of Oats. Honey Bunches of Oats.
Every spoonful is a little different. Bit of honey in there, it's a perfect balance.
It's like a mouthful of joy.
They got 3 kinds of flavors.
Different textures, different shapes.
Crunchy clusters.
Honey Bunches of Oats taste brand new every time you have it.
The clusters are more of a crunch, where the flakes are more of a crisp.
It's the cereal you'd make if you made cereal.
Honey Bunches of Oats cereal bars. It's like Honey Bunches of Oats to go.
No spoons required.
Selling your home shouldn't be this hard. At RE/MAX, you'll find an experienced agent to take on the job and make your life a whole lot simpler.
Paper cut? Yeah. Let's stick with RE/MAX.
Nobody sells more real estate than RE/MAX.
Hey guys, big news for men with ED. The Cialis Promise program. Here's the deal. Try Cialis for the first time free. They're so confident you'll like Cialis. If you don't, they'll pay for a sample of the ED tablet of your choice. That's the Cialis Promise. Get details at Cialis.com. See how having up to 36 hours lets you choose when the moment is right. Cialis is only for men healthy enough for sexual activity. Do not take Cialis if you take nitrates for chest pain, as this may cause an unsafe drop in blood pressure. Don't drink alcohol in excess with Cialis. Side effects may include headache, upset stomach, delayed backache, or muscle ache. As with any ED tablet, men who experience an erection for more than 4 hours should seek immediate medical attention to avoid long-term injury. Discuss your health status and medications, including alpha blockers, with your doctor, and ask if Cialis is right for you. Discover the Cialis Promise program. Are you ready?
The first words on the moon were spoken into a Plantronics headset.
We can see you coming down the ladder now.
But the question remains, what if our headset wasn't there?
That's one small step for man, one giant hawk. Are you there?
Now Plantronics makes wireless headsets for everyone. Plantronics. Sound innovation.
Back to America's Challenge, Fox News Channel special coverage of Hurricane Katrina. I'm joined tonight by my colleagues Sean Hannity here with me here in New York, Rita Van Suster's in Houston, Geraldo Rivera is in New Orleans tonight, and Patrick McCrummon is with us. He's Director of Response Communications for the American Red Cross, and Lori Styron is with the American Institute for Philanthropy and Charity Watch. And let me go to you, Patrick, first and talk about, so many people do want to give and opening their wallets and their hearts. Is it true that cash is always better than goods at a time like this?
Yes, that is true, and the reason that is the cash helps us to get the things that we need in the places that we need to get them. That's so critical. When people donate things like clothing or canned goods or those kinds of things, the American Red Cross moves in very quickly, and we don't have space to warehouse those kinds of things, so we work with our Southern Baptist partners who cook food, and they do it in very large batches, so that's why cash always helps us to be as limber as we need to be.
And Lori, what do people have to look out for when they decide which charity they want to give to?
Well, sure. There's been so much coverage about the looters, but the unseen looters in this situation are going to be the people that are trying to scam well-intentioned donors out of their money that should be going to the victims. There are several things that you can do as a precaution. One, if you're giving online, make sure you're on the charity's official website. It's very easy these days to set up a phony website with a similar sounding name as a reputable organization and scam money from people that way. Always write a check or pay with a credit card instead of giving cash. If you hand someone cash that's putting it into a can and they purport to be a representative of a particular organization, you have no proof of where that money is going to end up.
Hey, Lori, it's Sean Hannity. In the past, when there's disaster, you always have a certain percentage of people that will try and take advantage of the situation. Have you seen that this has happened in this case so far?
Well, unfortunately, a lot of the scams, you don't become aware of them until after the fact, until a lot of people have already been scammed out of their money, and a lot of the victims haven't received what they were supposed to receive and what the donors intended for them to receive. So that's why people have to give with their hearts and with their heads. You have to give wisely. If you just get too emotional and just give based on that without thinking about where the money is going to go or how much of your money is going to be used toward, helping the victims.
Specifically, you haven't seen it yet here, but you have seen it in the past.
We've definitely seen it in the past, and again, normally these things come to the surface after the fact.
And obviously, the group like the Red Cross, Patrick's group, is one that we know we can trust with a proven track record. What is it, Patrick, 125 plus years or so, correct, sir?
Our next year will be our 125th anniversary. That's right.
Yeah. All right. Specifically, we obviously saw a very big change in the last 36 hours or so, Patrick. Has that also been the case with you and your organization?
Well, I'm very encouraged by what we've seen today. A lot of things are moving, and that's a great thing. We've been on the ground for quite a while. We've just hit 1.5 million meals today served, and we're sheltering almost 100,000 people a night all over the place in about 16 states. That's the size of a small city. So we've been doing that ever since the storm hit, and we're very encouraged by what we see today.
All right, Patrick and Lori, thank you both for being with us tonight. We appreciate your efforts and wish you both the best. The city of Baton Rouge is swelling as storm survivors surge in the main shelter at the River Center, which now houses more than 5,000 evacuees. And that's where our own Fox News Channel's Molly Hannenberg is standing by again tonight. Molly.
Hi, Sean. Just to give you an idea how many people are here, this is their registration list. 110 pages. People with their name and their address in New Orleans, and just that they're located here. And this is being compiled into a database, with a Red Cross database, so hopefully they can cross-reference and reunite families. And I want to tell you about one Red Cross volunteer, the Reverend Albert Green Jr., who's partnering with some churches in Longview, Texas, families there who are taking in families here, and Reverend Green is driving the families there himself.
Once we get these families there, we get them in houses. We also register them with the Red Cross there so that we will stay in contact with those individuals.
I'm going to save it, and everywhere I move, I'm going to move with it so the water won't get to it. I ain't going to let the water get there before I wear it. You can breathe that. I hope not. Well, if I died, they put me in it and take me on up to heaven in it. That's it.
The flooding in New Orleans. So today, a local Baton Rouge churches and victim relief ministries and the Dallas Police Department donated money and went and bought 85-year-old Margaret Mackey a new dress and shoes, and they presented it to her tonight, and she just kept saying, "It's beautiful." And she's very grateful for the dress that she received. She's always worn white from head to toe to church, and now she's got a brand new white dress and shoes, courtesy of a lot of local churches here in the Dallas Police Department. In fact, talking about churches, a lot of local churches here in Baton Rouge have offered to bring vans here to this shelter tomorrow and drive anyone here who wants to go to church for Sunday morning. Sean and Alan, back to you.
Molly, thank you very much. We'll go back to Houston now. Greta Van Susteren at the Astrodome with the very latest. Greta, what's going on there right now?
Yes, it is the very latest. We got buses rolling in as we speak tonight. Alan, it's amazing, and I'm joined by Judge Echols, who he's in charge here. You're almost the mayor of this area.
Well, we're as much as anybody's in charge. We talk about who's in charge. I'm not sure that anybody really is in charge, Greta. It's a very flat organizational structure, but it's working amazingly well. We've got thousands of volunteers. We have, in fact, reached our capacity at this facility, but we continue to have buses come in. There are other shelters in Texas available, and we are working to try to get these buses diverted before they get here to these other shelters. But if they don't, they come here. We do a medical triage, help the folks get situated for the night, and then move them on to some other place where they can get some services. But Texas is, for all intents and purposes, at this time full. We have thousands, tens of thousands of people all over the state in various cities around, but the biggest is right here in Houston.
And that sure is a message to everyone else in every other state: help, 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 because Texas is full. But as these buses roll in every night, I mean, if you've reached your capacity, I mean, where do you get the cots for these people? They're coming in.
Well, we have these buses that arrive now. We had about 11 buses tonight. There's about 50 people that are on each bus coming through. A lot of those folks will be triaged. They'll do medical triage. They'll bring the buses around here. We'll rotate folks through. We have a little bit of room for a few cots. The problem is that the Astrodome has reached such an overcrowded state that we're going to have to be moving some of those people out of there purely for the the social concerns, the psychological concerns of that group, and make sure that we don't have a repeat of what happened in the Superdome. But I want to emphasize the folks we have here today from Louisiana. They're great. They're grateful. They are wonderful folks. We've got moms and kids, and the kids are in there playing football in the Reliance Center. With the Nerf footballs, the kids are really, they're starting to relax a little bit. They're getting their meals. They're starting to find the way around the community and be able to get some basic necessities of life. So we've got some good folks here that have really just been through a tragedy, and they're reacting well here in Houston.
All right, what do you need?
Well, I think that the continued need, the first thing we really need is that there are other relief centers besides Houston, and FEMA has organized other places besides the Houston area. We need to emphasize to folks that don't just come to the Astrodome because you know where it is. This is full, and we will have to probably, again, we'll do a medical triage. We'll help you get something to eat, but then we're going to be forwarding folks on.
Which means we do need more help from other states and
other places. And FEMA's working on that. They're not coming from FEMA now. What's happened is the folks are coming just a self-evacuating process. These are school buses that are not official evacuees. They just are people that we understand are desperate and need a place to go. The problem is that we're facing now is we're having to route them to other places because it is not safe to put more people in this facility.
Judge, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you.
Great job, too. Thank you, sir. Back to New York.
All right, thanks, Greta. Hurricane Katrina flattened Mississippi's coast, killing at least 147 people. It left thousands without food and shelter. Fox News correspondent Rick Leventhal, again, live tonight in Pascagoula, Mississippi. Rick.
Sean, they gave out 15 tractor-trailer loads of sustenance here today. Cases of MREs, cases of bottled water, bags of ice and other goods, filling people's trunks, hundreds of cars rolling through here. They're closed right now, but they'll be open again at 8 a.m. local time tomorrow. Not just people in Pascagoula in need, of course. We spent a lot of time in Biloxi, but many of the towns along the Gulf Coast west of there also need help, especially Waveland, which we flew over today. Here's another look.
This is a town that was also decimated by the storm. We haven't seen pictures of this yet. These are beachfront homes. Whatever road was there, you can see was completely crumbled. And we heard from the mayor of this town that he believes 50 people or more died in this one town alone. We haven't confirmed that number, but the mayor of this town, of Waveland, concerned that at least 50 of his residents didn't survive Katrina. You can see that the beachfront is demolished here. Some buildings remain standing. The roadway is gone. Get into that airport. A lot of the houses are ripped up. And further on down the beach here, the destruction is worse. We've seen a lot of churches that were heavily damaged. This one only has the steeple still standing. The rest of it was washed away. In many cases, what we see are the foundations of homes, the front steps, the front porch, the brick, sometimes the wood floor still remains. But that's it. Some columns, some support structure, a swimming pool, foundation, but nothing else. House after house along the beachfront here in Waveland, wiped out. It's truly remarkable how widespread the devastation is here in Waveland. Everything is gone. This is probably the worst we've seen.
They are making progress here. We've seen a lot of utility crews out, and not just Mississippi crews, but from all over the area. But obviously, Alan and Sean, they need a lot of help down here. It's going to be a long time before they're back to where they were before the storm hit.
Rick, thank you very much. We go back to New Orleans now, where Geraldo Rivera has been holding forth this evening. And the latest from there, Geraldo.
Alan, Jared Holbrook with me here is a reporter for our Fox affiliate in Providence, WPRI. He's with the National Guard, Rhode Island National Guard, the 119th. Jared's also a former Marine. So you got assigned to the local guard. What'd they tell you?
That's correct. They just gave me a camera. We just landed in a helicopter right here, and we went inside, and the mission was immediate: to seize, search, and secure the area. You could tell right away by going in this area right over our shoulders here that it wasn't secure at all, because there were cars, there were trucks with windows bashed in, doors pried open as if someone took a crowbar. There was stuff torn out of them. It's as if people were taking anything they could.
I think you might have Jared's footage there, but the main thing that the Guard mission was to secure this most insecure of buildings. Did you have an ominous feeling? Was it like a combat search?
It was exactly that, Geraldo. We went in, and like I said, immediately there was a chilling effect in the air, and you could feel it. So we went into the bathroom stalls, we went into the offices and rooms that were left unsecured. They went in there, they used their tactics, and there was some night vision that we used because it was so dark in there. There's no power or anything like that as well. But we're also told that the second floor area, that has not been secure. So that's the next mission. That's tomorrow's mission. We've also been told that gangs may have formed up there. We've been told there may be dead bodies up there.
Yeah. I heard the dead bodies. I saw only one dead body myself. Well, actually two today, Jared. But all right, we finally have Jared's footage there, the night scope of the 119th Rhode Island National Guard as they went through the Ernest Morial Convention Center. And, you know, I see the footage and I see these guys, and I just have to tell our viewers that, you know, this convention center is booked every week all year long. I've attended many television program conventions here myself. I remember the building as being very inviting to the guests, very, you know, modern. It was really the prize of the River Walk here in New Orleans, and to see United States soldiers going in with night scopes, having to seize it in almost a combat situation is almost heartbreaking. But the building is secure now. Jared Holbrook, thank you, and your colleagues at WPRI. That's it for me. Back to you guys in New York.
Vanilla first left Mexico in the early 1500s on ships headed for Spain. However, it wasn't until 1519 that the Spaniards learned vanilla was more than just a perfume. Mexico continued their vanilla...
If the history of vanilla doesn't put you to sleep, maybe this will. New Tylenol PM and Soothing Vanilla Liquid. Relieves pain, isn't habit-forming, and leaves you refreshed in the morning.
When you're a star like me, you just get treated differently.
Key to the minibar?
Ooh. They miniaturize an entire bar just for me.
Turn down service?
Fantastic. Somehow they know I like to sleep between the sheets. Even my independent insurance agent spoils me.
John, for you, the best policy is drive insurance from Progressive. I compared a lot of them.
You see, he treats me like the Sultan of Mau.
Actually, I do it for everyone.
Of course you do.
To find an agent who'll take care of you, go to driveinsurance.com.
For active traders, it all happens here, online. That's why we made Scottrade Elite fast, easy to navigate, and easy to customize, so everything's right where you want it. Streaming data, level 2 quotes, advanced technicals. You can test your strategies with virtual trading, manage multiple accounts from a single screen, and trade unlimited shares for just $7 flat, market or limit. Sometimes it pays to think inside the box. Demo Scottrade Elite today at ScottradeElite.com.
Right now, Oregon kids are becoming better readers thanks to the efforts of the Portland New Car Dealers Association. Through their partnership with Operation Outreach, your local new car dealers help get books to kids who don't have books at home. Teachers are getting supplemental training materials, and Oregon kids are getting a chance to succeed and excel. Feels good to know our kids benefit from the generous support of the Metro Portland New Car Dealers, Operation Outreach, and Comcast Cable. Making a difference for Oregon's kids.
Sir?
Found these over by the stairs.
Okay, thank you.
What are they?
Love handles. Lots of people lose them taking the stairs instead of the escalator. Thank you.
Comcast, focused on community.
It's a comfortable feeling knowing your annuity from Prudential can bring you a check every month for the life of your retirement. Prudential Financial. Growing and protecting your wealth for retirement.
I need to correct myself. A little earlier I said that the city of Baltimore and Mayor Martin O'Malley is sending 10 trucks full of supplies here to the Astrodome. I was wrong. He's sending 36 trucks, 4 buses, 3 diesel tankers, 110 fire, police, and public works people, a few doctors, and other mayors along this travel route are supplying diesel fuel. I also learned during the break from the judge who was just on, a city in California has donated a house to a family. But the big news is, if you've been watching this show for 2 hours, you know that there was a family on here that lost their premature baby. They found their premature baby, and now we even have more news to report tonight about the family. Tell me the news.
It just gets better. First of all, I want to let you know that they're going to go up to San Antonio tomorrow, be able to see the baby. Won't be able to get out of the hospital, but they're going to go up tomorrow night. We also have a hotel for them tonight, and then we had a woman donate her home to 12 people. So they will be moving into a home here in Houston, Texas with the baby as soon as it gets out of the hospital. They can move in right away. But I got to tell you, and she's heard it, I've been in the Astrodome all day, and there is nothing but love and support. People are taking care of each other. I don't know what the rest of the news is showing, but it is such a loving environment. Power to the people. It's the people that are making this happen.
But the thing is, you don't want to be the last. I mean, this.
Oh no!
I mean, everyone else needs to jump on this bandwagon.
Absolutely.
These people need help. You know, if you give a little, you're going to be inspired. You walk through there, you see people who've been punched in the gut so hard they have lost everything. But people are helping. You know, it's
right.
Unbelievable. It's extraordinary what's going on with these people. These people are strong. They're tough. They want to do it. They need help. I mean, it's tragic. Don't get me wrong. It's tragic, but.
And you keep hearing stories. I don't get it either, how families have separated from their children. And in here, I'm watching them reunite again, too. But, yeah, they need help. Keep it coming in. It's felt. Your support out there is so felt.
What's the biggest need for the people in here as you work through and walk the floors? What do they need?
You know what? We're helping them get in touch with people. It's really, they don't know where they're going to go. It's a big thing is to link them back up with family members that may still be in New Orleans, or they don't know where they are.
And I want to thank you. I neglect to say your name. I'm so excited to report the news. It's Hannah Smith who's been helping do this. A house for this family in just 2 hours. We got it back to New York.
Greta, that's great work. That's
awesome,
a great story. Thank you.
Keep the good news going.
That is really good news. And we go back one more time tonight. We check in New Orleans again with our own Geraldo Rivera. Geraldo, I guess just to reiterate, the biggest point of the night is that you were on our program just, 25 hours ago, and there has been a big, dramatic shift and change for the better for people, at least in the short term.
No doubt about it. Thank God, Sean. Thank God. I just want to say one thing, and I don't use, as a Jewish person, I don't use this term lightly. New Orleans has suffered an absolute Holocaust, a Holocaust that was nature-driven plus human-driven. In the World War II, how people treated the Jewish refugees, so many countries rejected them, wouldn't accept them. Which side of history will your town be on in this Holocaust? Will you accept these refugees? Will you open your arms to them? Or will you turn your backs? Really, everyone now has to pull together, follow the lead of the President of the United States, our leaders, the people themselves. We have to make this a populist movement to help heal this dreadful wound. 1,400,000 people displaced. Now's the time for all of us to show what we're made of.
I want to say thanks, my co-host here tonight, Alan Combs. Our thanks to Greta Van Susteren in Houston tonight, Geraldo, who has been in New Orleans reporting, and our many reporters all over this devastated region. And, of course, always thank you for being with us. Please stay with the Fox News Channel, continuing coverage of the aftermath of Hurricane Katrina.
Protect your family with life insurance from Prudential.
Hey, Dad, what's life insurance?
Well, life insurance is something parents buy. So in case something happens to them, you kids will be okay.
Oh. Do we have life insurance?
Yeah, we do.
Good.
Yeah, it is good.
We use a lot of paper around here.
We print it,
Then copy it.
we file it,
And transfer it. We lose it.
found it, we process it, and turn it into more paper.
And we wonder why our information flow doesn't actually flow.
One company can uncomplicate your paper flow. Lexmark. We've designed smarter ways for the world's biggest businesses to print, move, and manage information. Go to lexmark.com and see how we can help yours uncomplicate.
There will be some swelling and discomfort, but it won't hurt a bit.
Now with Olay Regenerist, you can rest easy. It works during the night to increase surface cell renewal by 50% for an Olay mini lift every morning. Wake up to Olay Regenerist Night. And for daytime, Regenerist lotion with UV protection so the mini lift lasts.
Can you tell the difference between these pet medications? They're the same brand, but this medication costs a lot less and is delivered right to my door. That's the 1-800-PET-MEDS difference. Great savings, fast service, free shipping. Order now.
Today you're a super painter with the Wagner Paint Crew. It's built for big jobs with an extra long hose that gives you the reach you need. The innovative Paint Crew. One of the ways Wagner gives you more power, because there's always something that needs painting. Wagner. Paint fast. Paint smart.
This weekend, we're live covering the race against time in the recovery of Hurricane Katrina. With ongoing rescues, violent tension, and loss of life rising, is the worst yet to come. We're live all day with breaking news and reports from the ravaged region. Sunday, don't miss our special coverage of Katrina. At 6 a.m., Fox & Friends brings you overnight developments. At 10, the non-stop coverage continues on Fox News Live. Then at noon, it's fallout and reaction from the Beltway.
It's as if the entire Gulf Coast were obliterated by the worst kind of weapon you can imagine.
I saw some things that I only saw in horror movies that I never was supposed to see in real life.
We all got to work together. If we don't work together, it ain't gonna never work.
The federal government's job is big and it's massive, and we're gonna do it.
We all right. We just we lost everything. We lost everything. We have life. Everything that I know, the life that I know, I don't know it now, but I have to build now.
Out of this chaos is going to come a fantastic Gulf Coast. Out of New Orleans is going to come that great city again. That's what's going to happen.
And welcome to Fox News Channel special primetime coverage of America's Challenge. I'm Sean Hannity. Now, over the next 3 hours, we will take a look at the death, the damage, the destruction that was left in Katrina's wake, and how we will, as a nation, rise above this terrible blow and come back from the brink to life anew. Now, joining me tonight over these 3 hours is my co-host, Alan Combs. And in New Orleans, Geraldo Rivera is going to be joining us. And in Houston, Greta Van Susteren, our colleague, is there. Now, images of hope have started to emerge in the skies above and on the ground in New Orleans. Military helicopters airlifting evacuees from the